What's good, YouTube fam? It's good to see you guys again. I make my grand comeback. I know some of you missed my face. I missed yours too. Never seen it, but I did miss it. Believe me, I did. Yeah. So today's topic is going to be on speakers, and I'm sure some of you are thinking in your minds, it's about time. I did a video talking about what you need for a home theater, and I did not mention the speakers. And I'm sure you were sitting there going, where are they? What happened to the speakers? We need to hear the movie, right? Well, that's what today's video is about, and we're just gonna jump right into it. So when you think of speakers, the most important thing for me is the dynamic range of the speakers. Some speakers get harsh, they start clipping, but one thing that can help you in choosing the right speaker to avoid that is choosing a speaker with high sensitivity. Now, anything above 87 dB will give you that good sound without a lot of clipping most of the time. Now, a speaker to avoid for a theater would be something like this here. Now, this is not great for a theater, but if you're looking for something for like your desktop setup, you're listening to music or watching something at low volume on a desktop, on a laptop, this is fine. This will do great. It's a Bluetooth speaker. In fact, I don't even know if this is working anymore. Ever since we got the big brother to this one, we haven't turned this on. So this might not even be working anymore. Yeah? Shame. It was a good speaker. It's not great. It doesn't get too loud, but the sound is clear. It's from a company called Minisaw. Now, again, we said speakers that start at 87 dB. Now, dB is decibels. 1 dB is 1 decibel. And you want speakers that are 87 dB, which means at 1 meter with 1 watt, they are 87 decibels. Now, just to give you a comparison of what that means is when you're speaking, your talking volume is about 55 to 60 decibels. So if your speaker is 87 decibels, that's how loud its starting point is. Okay? Now, you also need a speaker that has really good high power handling, and that just means that it can be used with an amplifier. If you get a speaker that can't use an amplifier, for example, again, you can't use an amplifier with this, it's not going to be great for your theater. But there are speakers like that do have their own built-in amp, but you have something that's heavy like this. Now, this speaker is a lot louder than the previous one. This is the W King X10. It's the answer to JBL in China. To me, they sound exactly the same. Just as good, just as powerful, but this is cheaper. So if you're on a budget, which this video is helping you with for those looking for speakers, the speakers I'm showing you are all of them under $100. Then the W King, you're looking at like 50 to 60, 70 bucks, depending on where you're buying it. Really good speaker for its money. Really good speaker. Now, again, since we were talking about dBs, that's when we now start going up a level on speakers. Let's start with bookshelves. These are the ones that most people know. You have 5-inch, 6-inch, 8-inch, maybe sometimes bigger than that. But bookshelves are the ones that people know. That's the one that people use most of the time. With bookshelves, there are also tower speakers. Those are the much bigger ones. Now, with tower speakers, they have better bass. They're more dynamic. All right, now with speakers, there's also different variations. We've talked about your regulars, desktop speakers, your bookshelves, your towers. Now, there's another category, which are the type we will be using in the theater and also for ceiling. So, first off is your in ceiling speakers. Okay. Now, this one in particular has a removable grill that wants to be difficult. There we go. This has really good bass. Also inexpensive speaker, under $50. And with this speaker, it really fills a room. Like, we tested this out with just the one, and no matter where we were, from living room, dining room, kitchen, in our place here, you could hear the music really well, crisp. It was clear sound, not muddy, and the bass was surprisingly good on this. It's only 18 watts and 36 watts max. It did fantastic. The only drawback to this speaker is you can only connect two. So you'll have your main speaker, which is Bluetooth capable. So once you connect it to power, the only other thing you want to connect is the other speaker. And you're done. You can use your phone, whatever you want to play, as long as it has Bluetooth, this will work. The only problem again is only two. But they're loud enough and dynamic enough where I don't think you would need more than the two speakers in the ceiling per room. Even in your living room, if you have an open concept, I think they will be fine. They won't be fantastic, but they would be fine. But in a bedroom with two of these, I think even one would be fine in a bedroom. But with two, yeah, I can't wait to have these in my bedroom. The ambient noises, the music sounds fantastic on these. So yeah, again, these are your in-ceiling speakers. Okay, magnetic. So this just gets on there, does not fall off. Magnetic grill. Another octave to in-wall speakers. And we have one like this right here. So these come with a removable grill. Let's get that out the way. Take it out the plastic. Now these are in-wall speakers. Yeah, they're built to go into the wall. I think if you don't want boxy clutter all over the place, these are fantastic, but they don't just go into a brick wall. Like, you need to have the foundation for these done in order to get the setup right. I'm sure if you tried, you could put it in a brick wall, but these need, like, for secure setup, like in drywall. For when there are some things you need to look for when you're purchasing a speaker. For example, there's something called sensitivity that tells you how much power your speaker needs or how many watts your speaker is going to take. For example, how loud it is at 1 watt is shown on the boxes of most of the speakers. It'll tell you like 87, 88, 89, 90, 105, whatever your sensitivity is. The higher that number, the better the speaker is, the louder it is, because it won't need as much energy to get louder. Remember, speakers do have a limit on how much energy they can take to play the sound. So if your sensitivity is high, it will be, for example, if I have a 87 dB sensitive speaker and a 90 dB sensitive speaker, my 90 dB sensitive one can get louder with less wattage than the 87, and by the time the 87 gets to as loud as the 90 dB sensitive speaker, it will be drawing a lot more energy than the other speaker. And we both Well, I can't say both because it's not two of us who are watching this video. Anyway, now we all know the problem with electricity in Zimbabwe. And the less power you're drawing, the better. That also works even better if you're using something like solar power. So start at 87 and above. That's the sensitivity. If it's below 87, then it's not going to sound great. Those are the ones that have that tinny sound. It's low power. It doesn't work great. But yeah, look at sensitivity. Now, the other thing you want to look at when purchasing a speaker is also, does it have good mid-range? That's the sound you get for dialogue, from like 500 hertz to about 44 kilohertz. That's the range where dialogue usually happens in movies. And if you're always turning up the volume, lowering the volume, that means your speaker isn't great. Or it might even be a situation with your room. If you remember my other video, your room is also important. There's a lot of factors to go into when it comes to speakers. Like, one thing you need to know that tells you that something is off is that issue of, do you constantly have to turn up the volume, lower the volume? There's usually either a room problem or a speaker problem when that happens. Next thing you need is the number of speakers. There are classifications. For example, there's a 2.1. That's when you have two speakers in the front on each side. Since we're talking movies, on each side of the TV, you have right speaker, left speaker, and a subwoofer. That's your 2.1. Now, usually that setup is fantastic for like music listening. If you have a music listening room, a 2-channel is more than adequate. That's why that's the setup used mostly for like a desktop setup. But when you start going into home theater, the front is a setup of 3 speakers. That's when you start going into a 5.1. That's when you have 3 speakers in the front and 2 speakers behind you. So you have the 3 in the front, that's all the audio coming in, and then some surround effects coming from the back. And the 1 being the subwoofer again. Then you go into 7.1. That's again 3 speakers in the front, 2 in the back, 2 in the sides, and a subwoofer. Then you can go further with your 2.1. You can now go into a 2.2, 2.4. That's when 2 speakers in the front, 2 or 4 speakers in the ceiling, 2.4.1, and the 1 being the subwoofer. What we're doing again with our theater, it's gonna be a 7.4.4. That means we got 3 speakers in the front, 2 on the sides, 2 in the back, 4 in the ceiling, and 4 subwoofers, 1 in each corner of the room. Now that gives you a nice Dolby Atmos effect where rain's coming from up high, airplanes flying from on high, cars driving past you where they're not coming just from the front, things creeping from behind you, you hear them. If somebody's whispering behind somebody in a movie, you'll hear them from the back. And that's where these speakers come in for us. These are going to be either my in-ceiling speakers, though usually you would put in ones like this, but the sensitivity on this is higher, and you can put these type of speakers in the ceiling, but usually it is more recommended by people to use this type to put in the ceiling, because I mean they're less bulky, less round, just looks better aesthetically. When you look at your light bulbs, everything in the ceiling is usually round. But for me, because audio is the most important thing, I'm leaning more towards something like this in the ceiling, though there are speakers that are round from Klipsch that I'm looking at as well, and that will let these rest and put these in the walls as my surround. So on the sides and in the back, that's where these will go. Already have all of them for the surrounds. These, and we've tested these actually do sound really good. Now we've talked about speakers, impedance, sensitivity. These are all things you need to look up when you're looking at speakers. Today was just a little showcase of the type of speakers we're working with, ones we've had, how they've sounded. I'm gonna put up a video on here as well. We went to Focal to listen to some really expensive speakers, and they sounded really good. Look, guys, they say money doesn't bring you happiness, but yo, a couple $100,000 would put a smile on my face right now. One day. But yeah, so guys, thank you for watching the video. Yeah, I didn't forget. I know. I have to give you the questions. So, if you want to be part of this prize giving, one of the prizes we're giving is actually a brand new speaker just like this. I am highly impressed by this speaker, W King. This is the X10 W King. And this will be one of the speakers we're doing the giveaway with. So one of you is gonna take this, well, not this one in particular, but a brand new one home with you. So the question for those who are interested in the giveaway is, simple question, simple. Now, all remember, like the video, leave a comment with your answer. You can do that on this video, that's fine, and be subscribed. We will release the winners of these giveaways when we hit 1,000 subscribers. So we do have time to give others a chance, I guess. If you want to win something, you have a chance. We're currently at 600 subs, so there is time. Now, I know some of you are gonna cheat. You're gonna answer the question, and well, one person is gonna answer the question, and the rest of you are gonna look for that answer that is correct and just write it down. But that doesn't matter to me. We want to thank everybody who is subscribed. We're gonna put up more questions for the other gifts. Well, the other giveaways. We're gonna put up more questions for the other things we're giving away. But for this speaker, the question is simple. If you watch the video, it's an easy answer. Just put the answer down below of this video and leave a like and subscribe. And on that note, I want to thank everybody for your time, giving me your time, looking at my, well, let's be honest, my handsome face. What? I'm joking. Thank you for your time. We're truly grateful, and we will see you in the next video. Peace. We got a beautiful